DeepSeek is omega bullish for Bitcoin. The narrative is that DeepSeek is exposing just how overvalued US tech stocks are. On the eve of an AI and robotics revolution, US equities seemed like the best game in town. But if Chinese companies can produce similar innovation at a fraction of the cost, what does that say about US tech valuations? In my opinion, this will likely end up being a temporary sentiment reset, similar to the yen carry trade or war in the Middle East panic that served to shake out weak hands before the bull run could continue. But here's the bigger picture. We are headed into an era of unprecedented technological innovation. And businesses that look like sure winners one day will end up being disrupted overnight. Storing your value in equities will end up being a more and more dangerous game. This DeepSeek shock should serve as a wake-up call to anyone who is planning on storing their life savings in equities over the next decade. Can you count on the businesses that you own not to be disrupted overnight? Which businesses will be able to maintain their advantage in an age of cheaper and cheaper AI and robotics? Well, that's why I buy indexes. When you buy the NASDAQ, you're betting on the USA. But what if China eats their lunch? Or the US rapidly devalues the currency in which the NASDAQ is denominated? These are difficult questions to answer, and they highlight the problem we all face: where to store our value for the long term. Bitcoin is the solution to the store of value problem. Bitcoin will not change. Bitcoin will not be disrupted, and it cannot be seized or debased. In an era of rapid change, Bitcoin's boring predictability is its biggest strength. Finite supply, new block every 10 minutes, and a security network tied to real-world energy expenditure that cannot be replicated. Equities are an artifice built upon the shifting sands of the market, vulnerable to the tremors of creative destruction. Bitcoin is the solid bedrock on which you want to build your financial future. This idea is far from understood and even further from being priced in. Equities are still the consensus store of value. But I expect to see more and more investors conclude that the coming technological revolution requires a new approach to storing value. History is full of examples of investor consensus changing. Investors used to store value in savings accounts, gold bars, war bonds, etc. The best ideas of previous eras always end up looking silly in the future. I think the idea of blindly investing in equity indexes will ultimately be seen as a stepping stone on the journey to finding the ultimate store of value asset. The best we had until Bitcoin. Let global companies rapidly innovate and drop prices for everyone. This should be something we celebrate, not fear because it disrupts equity markets and takes down our store of value assets. Hold Bitcoin, celebrate creative disruption, and get outside.